Hi, welcome to our New Year's Day or New Year's intention setting practice. Hopefully, at this point, you've already done the New Year intention setting meditation with me in class. Ideally, you're doing this right after that practice, but if not, just make sure that you have your notes from your intention setting meditation nearby, or just drop in for a couple minutes, maybe pause this right here and take a couple minutes to drop in and recall that initial intention that you started with before we start moving. You're also going to need some paper and a pen, and we'll just be jotting a few things down as we move through the practice. And also, if you wanted to link into the playlist that I'm using somebody else's playlist. It is titled, what is it titled? Let me tell you. It's on Spotify, and it's 108 Sun Salutations 2021 exclamation point. 108 Sun Salutations 2021 exclamation point. And it starts with the song Celeste. I'll link it also in my slides so that you have it there as well. And we'll get started in just a minute. All right, I'll meet you at the mat. All right, so hopefully you have all your stuff ready to go, and we'll start our music off. So if you want to sync music, we can do that in 3, 2, 1. All right. So just taking an easy seated position, and we'll start the way that we usually start class with some gentle movements. So if closing the eyes is a comfortable practice for you, you can go ahead and shut down the eyes. And if you'd rather just soften the gaze and look at something maybe about a foot in front of you on the floor, you can do that as well. And as you soften the gaze, see if you can soften the muscles in the face, particularly in the jaw, or even underneath the ears, and into the neck, and down into the shoulders. Bring your awareness to heart center. See if you can tune in to the gentle beating of the heart, noticing its rhythm, its pace. Also noticing the pace of the breath. Noticing whatever else is taking place in the body today. Maybe you're feeling really energized, really loose and flexible. Maybe you've got some tight spots. Allow that awareness to guide your physical practice so that you aren't pushing too hard or aren't taking it too easy. So whatever it is you need for today, just taking note of that. And then we'll just begin by dropping the chin to the chest, rolling the shoulders back, letting the hands slide back on the thighs, away from the knees. And then taking the right ear over the right shoulder. If you're anything like me, you might get a few cracks. And take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. On your next exhale, chin comes back to chest. Let it go. Inhale, left ear over left shoulder. I have a tight right side of my neck, so I'm just going to drop down my right shoulder a little bit. Even thinking about dropping that right shoulder away from my ear helps lengthen that stretch. And play around with the chin, moving it down towards the chest or up away from the chest. Manipulate that stretch. And gradually bring chin back to center. Inhaling, head back to center, sitting up tall. Inhale, length from the tailbone all the way up through the crown of the spine, as if the breath was moving up the spine. On an exhale, turn the head to the right like an owl. Holding here for a breath. Exhale, center. Inhale, other side. Breathing and holding. And on your next exhale, returning. Chin comes back to the chest. Arms reach out in front of the body. Plug the shoulders into the sockets. Inhale, look up as the arms lift up. And exhale, right hand drops to the floor. Walk those fingertips out. Place the hand on the floor. Press the floor away from you. Lengthen through the left side. Inhaling. Maybe looking up if it's comfortable. Bending that right elbow as literal or as much as feels good. And then when you're ready, taking it all the way back to center. Exhale, other side. Left palm comes to the earth. Press it down. Reach up and over. You can look up. You can look down. Again, play around with movement and just notice what feels best in your body today. Inhale, bring it all the way up. Bring hands to heart center. Eyes can close as you exhale the hands through the third eye, towards the mouth, and into the heart. Breathing in, and breathing out, let the hands go. Gradually begin to open the eyes if they're closed, and before we start moving even more, we'll get into our first prompt. So I'll read the prompt to you twice, and they're also in the slides. And then I just suggest that you pause the video and take as much time as you need to answer the prompt. So the first question is, in the past year, what has caused me difficulty, pain, or resistance? In the past year, what has caused me difficulty, pain, or resistance? Past year, what has caused me difficulty, pain, or resistance? And journaling on that for a few minutes, just letting whatever comes out come out. And pausing, recording here so you have enough time to do that. To come back into movement, we're going to come back into child's pose. So whenever you are ready, take as much time as you need. Whenever you are ready, come towards the back of your mat and take a wide knee child's pose. So knees wide, toes can come together. And you can sit back on something, if you find that it's hard for the seat to reach the heels, you can always place a cushion or a pillow under the seat so that you have an easier connection as you reach forward. And either stacking the fists so that the forehead has something to rest on, or if it's naturally easy for the head to come to the floor, you can reach the arms out and have the head come to the floor. Feet towards the heels. Take an inhale and lift the head up just a little bit. Walk the hands out if the hands are on the floor and lengthen back down. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. As you exhale, let go into the weight of the earth. Next inhale, begin to rise up onto hands and knees. And take the hands underneath the wrists, underneath the shoulders. And take the knees underneath the hips. And the knees in line with the feet. And we're going to actually move from side to side here. So beginning by lengthening the crown of the head and the tailbone, drawing the navel in and up towards the spine. We're going to exhale, move the right hip towards the right ear, making a C curve with the body. So there's a tightness in the right side and an openness in the left. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, other side. Hold it there for a moment. Experience that contraction and the expansion on the other side. And inhale, center. So opposing forces here, kind of a lot like 2020. Inhale, exhale, contraction on the right, expansion on the left. And then when you're ready, switching sides. So 2020 had a lot of these opposing forces. Difficulty matched with gratitude, right? I struggled a lot, but there was also a lot of gratitude for what we did have. Take the fingers back to face the knees, just to get a little mobility in the wrists. So my fingers are facing my knees. And if this is plenty for you, just stay here. Otherwise, little tuck of the toes, and then maybe a little shift back to get a little bit more tension in the back of the wrists. Inhale, come back up, and to sit on your heels. Just move the wrist, make claws with the hands, and just circle in one direction. And then the other direction. And then we're going to reach the arms out in front of us. And we're just going to flash. And we're just going to open and shut the hands a whole bunch of times. Just open and shut. And see if you can just focus either on a spot in front of you or close the eyes. And focus on the breath. Just keep squeezing. And eventually it's going to get really exhausting. And it might have already started. Just going to keep going. Feel the sensation in the hands, forearms, fingers, going. And then stop, shake it out, shake, 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 shake. Shake the shoulders. Come back to your journal. And then the next question is, what personal patterns have caused pain or resistance? So what personal patterns, what things that you're doing on a regular basis have maybe contributed to some of that pain or resistance, or any pain or resistance? So what personal patterns have caused pain or resistance? What personal patterns have caused pain or resistance? Take a few moments with that. And then you can pause the video if you need some extra time. And I'm going to settle into downward facing dog. That's where we're going next. So if you're ready to come with me, the hands will come nice and wide at the top of the mat. Middle fingers facing forward. And I'll take this off so that you guys can see my alignment a little bit better. So I'm starting kind of a tabletop, but my hands are a little bit forward of my shoulders. And my knees are under my hips, my toes are tucked, and I'm going to send my hips back to my heels. And I'm really going to ground down through the knuckles of my hands as if I'm gripping the mat. Let my head hang and my shoulders roll down away from my ears. And I'm going to press into my hands and feet with bent knees. I'm going to lift my hips to the sky. I'm just going to chill here for a minute and just see what my spine feels like. Sometimes I can get some nice cracks here if I really press through my hands and lift my tailbone up with bent knees. So take your time. And then while you are here, check out the arms and roll the triceps under as much as you can, like roll them towards the inside of the body. And you'll find that when you do that, you activate all the muscles of the back, like the upper back. And then keep lifting that tailbone to the sky. Keep reaching the crown of the head towards the mat and begin to lengthen the legs, heels reaching towards the earth. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. And then take 5 deep breaths. Inhaling for 1. Exhale. Inhaling for 2. Exhale. Inhaling for 3. Exhale. If the wrists are getting tired, you can come onto the forearms. 2 more breaths. Last one. You came down on the forearms, come back up to the hands. And then inhale, look to the top of the mat and begin to walk the feet towards the hands. Doesn't have to be graceful. Let it be whatever it is. And then take the hands to the shins. Lengthen the spine so the back is flat. Good. Hands come right up to the shins and head is in line with the tailbone. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend the knees. Let the head hang in between the arms. And sway from side to side. We're going to start the movement getting a little bit more heated. And eventually coming to stillness at the center. With the hands hang, walk the feet in, heel toe them in, until either they're inner hips distance apart, or you can have toes touching if that's comfortable. You're going to bend the knees a lot, tuck the tailbone, draw the navel in, sit back like you're sitting in a chair. Inhale, exhale for 1. Inhale, exhale for 2. Inhale. Exhale for 3. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands come behind the back. Interlace the hands. Step the feet as wide as the mat or wider than hip distance, about shoulders width. Press the hands down, lift the heart up, bend the knees, tip at the hips, lead with the heart, and fold forward. Don't worry about how high the hands come. If they're chilling out by the back, not a big deal, but try to get a little bit of lift just to open up the shoulders. So whatever that means for you. You might not have crazy open shoulders, and that's totally fine. Work with what you do have. And if holding the hands is not an option for you, you can always hold on to a towel or a tie, like that. All right, so we're gonna come back up and we're gonna move through these 2 places with a little bit more flow. So we're gonna bend the knees, inhale, look up, lengthen, squat back into that chair. We're opening the heart here. Exhale, tip forward, hands up, head down. Inhale, squatting, looking up. Exhale, folding forward. Twice more, your own breath. The inhale rises. The exhale folds. Last time. And fold. Maybe the legs straighten. Maybe the weight shifts forward towards the toes. And you find a place right in the middle between the soles of the feet and the heels of the feet, or between the balls of the feet rather, and the heels of the feet. And then eventually begin to let the hands come back to the low back if they're not there already. The shoulders relax, the arms relax. Heel toe those feet back in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come to seat. Maybe if you're lucky, your knees crack like mine do. Grab your pen. And the next question. So question number 3. What am I ready to let go of? Am I ready to let go of? Don't worry if that answer hasn't fully come to you yet. Just write down the question. You can either take a few minutes to ponder and to journal on it, or we can move into our sun salutations and maybe getting some heat into the body and moving a little bit more will incite that feeling of shaking things off, getting rid of things, starting fresh. So your choice, either pause here, take a few minutes to write, or come to the top of your mat, coming to standing. Toes can be touching, or feet can be inner hips distance. Feet are facing forward. Close the eyes and ground down first. So what does that mean? Ground down. Try to establish a real connection between you and the earth beneath you. So maybe that means lifting up the toes, spreading them wide, planting them down from pinky finger all the way, or pinky toe all the way to big toe. And then just noticing where the weight gets placed in your feet. Trying to balance that out evenly. Feeling all the points where the feet connect with earth. Engaging the muscles of the legs. The muscles right above the kneecaps to lift the kneecaps up. Tailbone gets slightly tucked under so that the pelvis lifts. The navel draws in and up. The sternum lifts up. The shoulders roll back and down. The body's in one long straight line. Everything is engaged. we're not just hanging out here. We're really fully engaged from fingertips to toes to the crown of the head. Inhale, reach up and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands to shins or floor. Exhale, bend knees, hands to floor. Left foot, step it all the way back. Right knee and ankle in a line. Deep breath in. Exhale, hands to floor. Downward facing dog. Deep breath out. Inhale, forward plank pose. Either stay here, drop the knees, lower knees, chest and chin, elbows hug to the side of the body. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, left foot steps forward. Help it up, knee in line with ankle. Right foot meets the left. Sorry, my jewelry isn't banging against my microphone. It's probably not fun for you. There we go. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, bend the knees, hands to floor. This time, right leg steps back. Left knee in line with ankle. Hands come to the floor nice and flat. Engage that right thigh. Step it back strong. Plank top of a push-up position. Either stay here, drop the knees, lower, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, roll up, cobra, heart open. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, downward facing dog. Breath in. On the out breath, right foot steps in between the hands. Left foot steps to meet it. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Twice more, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhaling. Exhale, left foot back. Plant the hands, plank pose. Your choice, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, body in one straight line. Inhale, cobra or up dog, legs lifting off the floor. Exhale, child's pose or down dog. Inhale for one. Exhale. Inhale, look between the hands, step the left foot. Exhale, right foot meets the left. Fold and fold. Inhale, root to rise all the way up to stand. Exhale, side to fold. Inhale, lean. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, right foot steps back. All the way back, plank pose, your choice, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Little tricep push up, roll over the toes into cobra or up dog. Exhale over the toes, downward facing dog. Deep breath in and out. Inhale, right foot in between the hands. Exhale, left foot meets the right. Forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift the sternum towards the hand. Exhale, hands to the sides of the body. Last time, inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. You can keep the original first or second version or add on lift and length. Exhale, bend the knees, left foot steps back, stay here, or engage thighs towards one another, rise up, warrior one. On the inhale, exhale, hands to floor. Plank pose, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. You can stay here, roll over the toes, cobra, up dog. Take it back to child's down dog, or another chaturanga, push up and back. Take the left leg with you, inhale. Exhale, bring the left foot, step it through. Inhale, right foot to meet the left. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, side two and fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend the knees, right leg, step it back. Either stay here, engage thighs towards one another, engage back leg strong, lift it up. Warrior one on the inhale, exhale, plank pose. Hold it here, knees, chest, chin, chaturanga, cobra, up dog. And then if you like a little extra work, chaturanga to plank. Right leg comes with you. Right foot, step it forward. Left foot, step it forward. And fold forward. Last time, rise it up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Close the eyes. Slow down the breath. Might be sped up a little bit. Let go of whatever your mind might be telling you about that last several moments. And then maybe see, is there anything else I need to let go of? If there is, go ahead and open the eyes and write it down. Add it to your list if you already have something. Notice what's coming up. Maybe take a drink of water. And so the last question we asked was, what am I ready to let go of? So if you haven't answered that yet, definitely take pause and see what's ready to come out. And then the next question after that is to see when you open up that space, when you let things that no longer serve you go, what do you make room for? Not only what do you make room for, but maybe what do you remember about who you really are? So the next question, this is question number 4, is when you open up space, when you let go of things, what do you make room for? And what do you remember about who you are? What do you make room for, and what do you remember about who you are? So make some time to sit with that one. So if you do, go ahead and pause. Journal a little bit. And we're going to move a little bit more into the legs. To get out of the head, we're going to get into the body. And then from there, we're going to get out of the body and into the heart. So whenever you're ready, you're going to come to standing. However feels good for you. Maybe you were just journaling a little bit and you want to just like shake it off. Maybe you want to move through down dog. And you like those vinyasas and come standing that way. Whatever it is, we're going to end up in standing. We're going to go through a warrior sequence. So we get some fire into the legs. And ideally, that's going to get you out of your head. So we're actually going to start We're gonna start wide-legged, just to get the foundation right. So I want you to take your legs really wide, and the feet are gonna start facing forward. And your legs are about as wide as if you put your hands out the way I am, your ankles and your feet would be right beneath your wrists. So it's about 4 or 5 feet. You can make it wider depending on your comfort level. And then we're going to take the hands to the hips and we're going to turn our forward facing leg. So mine's my left leg. My left leg I'm going to turn to face the front of the mat. Okay. And my right foot is going to get pitched in so that my ankle, my heel is facing out and my toes are slightly pigeon toed. And I'm just going to make sure that I really engage this upper thigh muscle as I bend into my left knee. And then I engage this right outer thigh muscle as I press down and out through my back foot. And I also want to be able to see my big toes here, okay? So whenever we're in warrior poses, think right angles. You won't always get into right angles, but that's the idea, okay? So we're going to start in warrior 2. Arms are out, gaze is in front of us, looking over at that middle finger, inhaling for 1. Exhale. Inhaling for 2. Exhale. Inhaling for 3. Exhale, relax the shoulders, lift the heart. Inhaling for 4. Exhale. Inhaling for 5. Exhale, keep pressing down and out through the back foot, turn the palms up, reach forward, and then reach up and back. Shoulders are still relaxed. Back hand can hang out on that back leg, no pressure though. And we're in reverse or exalted warrior. 3 more breaths here, keeping the legs building. Inhale, straighten that leg. Just a moment back to hands. Straight, knee bent. This time forearm takes to the thigh. Right arm reaches up overhead and heart opens towards the sky as the right shoulder relaxes down the back and the tailbone tucks slightly under. Deep breath in and out. If this is easy, left hand can come to the floor, right arm can come straight. Let's all bring the hand to the floor, both hands to the floor, both hands on either side of that left foot. Roll onto the back toe and take your feet wider like they're on train tracks. Engage that back right thigh, reaching out through the right heel. Draw the thighs in towards one another. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, reach the heart forward, arms back. Hands to the floor. Pop that back foot in a little bit. Straighten the front leg. So shorten your stance as much as you need to get both legs straight. That might mean you're coming in really close, doesn't matter. Let the head hang and breathe into that tight left thigh that you just worked. Inhale, lift the head, scooch it back into a low lunge, drop the knee, heel toe that left foot out, release the right toe, hands come to the inside of the foot, and roll onto the right side of the foot if it feels good, or left side rather. I'm just going to continue opening that hip. If this is already intense for you, chill here. If rolling to the side of the foot is not feeling
like a hip opening at all. And bring the forearms to the floor. And that should give you a little bit more. 2 more breaths. All right, bringing it back up. Heel toe that left foot in. Tuck the right foot under. Step that right foot up to meet the left. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Hands to hips, bend the knees, tuck the tail, come up. Nice and safe. Take it to the other side. All right, here we go. Now that right foot becomes the front foot, it turns forward. Back foot, pigeon toe it. Bend the knee. Line up that first heel, that front heel with the back instep. Knee right over ankle. I can see my big toe. Then my thighs are turned on and engaged. And then I lift my arms. And my gaze is right over my left middle finger. And I breathe here for 1. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. Exhale. 4. Exhale. And 5. Exhale. Turn the palms up. Reach that right arm forward. Reach up and back. Keep the legs where they are. Keep them engaged. Keep that front knee bent. Keep the breath strong. Feel exalted. 1 more breath here. Gently begin to press into the right foot to straighten the leg. Good. Bend into that right knee. Bring the forearm to the thigh. Left arm overhead. Maybe gaze up. And roll the left hip back, right hip under. So there's a gentle minor tucking of the tailbone, really just to open that left hip though. And either staying here or hand to the floor. If the hand comes to the floor, the left arm gets straightened. These can be up or down. Keep that left hip rolling open, left leg strong. And eventually, we all drop our hands. We scooch that back foot in as much as we need to straighten the legs. Turn the torso over that front leg. Hands can be on the shins, hands can be on the floor, knee can be bent, leg can be straight. Whatever you got going on is beautiful. Just surrender. Remember, it's what feels good to your body. Everybody's body. Everybody's body works differently, is shaped differently. Even works differently on different days. So just be kind to yourself. No judgment. Just listen to what your body needs and honor that thing. Walk the hands forward, bend that right knee, walk the foot out, scooch that left leg back, coming into a lunge. The knee can be on or off the floor, although it's nice to put it down after all that work. And you can chill here, roll on to the razor edge of the right foot, hang out here, or for my open-hipped friends, maybe my dancers, my gymnasts, coming down to the forearms. Try to keep those hip points square if you are down on the forearms. It's going to help with the opening so that you're not falling into your flexibility. Inhale, bring it back up. And this time we're just gonna bring the right knee to meet the left and settle back onto our little high knees or big high knees. A big high knee. It's nice and squishy and comfy and I love it. gonna come back to our journal. All right, so question numero 5. Number 5. What does my mind want from me in the upcoming year? Does my mind want from me in the upcoming year? You might need to sit with that one, meditate on it a little bit. Or maybe you just know. Maybe you got into the body and you just know. Maybe 2020 you had enough self-reflection and quiet that you just know. So go ahead and write it down. Pause the video, take as much time as you need. And like I said, we're going to transition from the body to the heart, which means in yoga, heart openers or back bends. All right, so whenever you're ready, whenever you're done with your journey, we're going to come on to, actually we're going to come on to hands and knees. So I want to get the spine open a little bit. So we'll start with some cat and cows because we didn't do them in the beginning of class. So let's just warm up the flexion part of the spine. So we're tucking the toes and we're lifting the tailbone to drop the belly, drop the heart, arch the heart and look up. Good. So here we're in dog. We're in cow. We're in cow. And then we're going to release the toes, tuck the tail around the back, chin to chest, and come into cat. So let's just do that for like 5 breath cycles, and maybe you want to do it super slow and methodical, and maybe you want to do it fast, and you're like, who knows? But whatever, 5 breaths, your own pace. Rounding the spine. Flexing. Feel free to add any other body parts. 2 more breaths. Unless your breaths were really fast, you might be done. Make sure you end in a hollow cat back. And then come to stand on your knees, and I'll face sideways so you can see this. So my knees are hips distance, they're right under my hips. And my hands are going to come to my back. I can bring them facing down, I can bring them facing up. Quite frankly, I prefer to bring them facing down. And I prefer to tuck my elbows in. It really is a personal preference. So from here, what I want you to do is first think about squeezing your elbows towards one another, because you really want a strong upper back. And when you squeeze those elbows towards one another, you'll notice that your upper back gets engaged here. And then squeeze your inner thighs towards one another. And then that's going to stabilize your pelvis, which is going to help support your low back. And then you're going to inhale, lift through the chest, press the hips forward, and you're going to get a little bit of a heart opener here. Tuck the toes if that feels like it helps you balance. And just notice what it feels like to have this space open across your chest. Maybe it feels good, maybe you want more, maybe it's not your thing. Inhale, come to center, release, come to sit. Whatever way is comfortable for you. You can sit on the heels, you can sit on the bum. Just notice. When you do that again, option to take it a little bit deeper. So coming to standing, getting all those things situated. Definitely tuck the toes this time. Hands in whatever position suits you. Elbows hug them in, supporting that upper back. Thighs hug them in, supporting that pelvis. Good, hips pressing forward, heart lifted up. Press, 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 press. Maybe you take one hand to a heel. If that's feeling good, maybe you take another hand to a heel. If the hands are on the heels, maybe you lift up through the heart a little bit more and let the chin come parallel to the ceiling. Breathing in for 1. Exhale, keep pressing the hips forward. Breathing in for 2. Exhale. Last deep breath in. Exhale, nice and slow. Hands come to the low back, supporting the self. Keep squeezing those inner thighs in. And come to smooth. Let the spine just stabilize for a moment. And we're going to do bow pose. So if you're anything like me and you have a bony pelvis, you might want to take a blanket and place it on your mat. This blanket's really fuzzy, so I actually don't really need to fold it. I'm gonna fold it once, but you may need to fold your blanket a couple times. So I'm gonna place just my pelvis on my mat, my whole like torso really. I'm gonna place my head down on the floor. My arms are gonna come by my sides. And we're actually just gonna start with some lengthening. So bring the legs together, toes together, and then lift that right leg up and reach that right leg out. And if toes together does not feel natural for you, it's not really my favorite thing. You can separate the feet so that they're more hips distance. Keep reaching out for that right leg. And then with the hands down, begin to lift the head. Open the shoulders. Look forward about a foot in front of the mat. Just breathing. So you'll feel a little back bend there. Exhale everything. Release down to the earth. Right leg might feel a little longer than the left, so go ahead and reach that left leg up. Inhale, 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 lengthening. Exhale, lift, 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 lift. When you're ready, begin to gently rise the head, shoulders, chest off the floor, looking about a foot in front of you. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more, holding it. And then slowly lowering, making a pillow with the hands, turning the head to one side, letting the toes turn in, heels turn out. And then our final heart opener. I'm going to bring the forehead to the floor. Take the heels in towards the buttocks. If you have a strap, it can be handy to wrap the strap around the feet or wrap a tie around the feet or a towel around the feet if the feet aren't accessible. If you can hold on to the ankles, great. If you can hold on to the outsides of the feet, great. If not, grab something, loop it around, and hold on to that. All right. So I'm going to hold on to the outsides of my feet, and my thumbs are going to be placed right on the soles of my feet. Okay? I'm going to ground down through my pelvis, and as I do that, that's going to bring my shoulder blades together. And I'm going to press my feet into my hands, so much so that I begin to lift my chest up off the floor. Okay? I'm a little bit more flexible here, so I'm actually going to hold on to my ankles because that's a little bit more helpful for me because then I can press into my ankles, pressing my ankles into my hands. Okay, so whatever works for you. And then from here, lift the legs off the floor. You need to keep the feet kind of chilling. You can keep them chilling. Otherwise, see if you can flex the feet and keep the gaze forward. Keep the heart open and breathing in for 1. Exhale. Breathing in for 2. Exhale. Breathing in for 3. Lift, 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 lift. Exhale, smooth over. Nice and slow. Making a pillow with the hands, turning the head to the opposite side. And resting. Letting go. You can move the hips, shimmy them side to side to release any And we're just going to get into some better forward fold music. So when you're ready, you can let the head go. Stretch out the back. Let the eyes close. And flip to normal here. And then just let everything soften. So if the feet are flexed, let them soften. And just walk the body up the legs. So nice and calm. Eyes can still be soft. Pull those knees in. Bring the head into the chest. Come to balance. Come sit bone. Hugging the knees in nice and tight. And here, balancing the legs. And if you're already lengthwise on your mat, if you're not sideways like I am, you can just go ahead and roll back. Otherwise, if you're like I am, turning around and then rolling back, and rolling up, and back, and back, and up, and back. And the next time we come back, we're going to stay back. Hug just that right knee into the chest, to the left leg long. Hug that right knee in nice and tight as you can. And then release it, straighten it, reach the right foot up to the ceiling, taking the hands behind the right thigh. Just circle the ankle in both directions. Let go. Point and flex. Really exaggerate point and flex. Forget about our feet so often. The base of our standing. Base of all the muscles in the legs. Starts there. And maybe walking the hands up the leg and into the hamstring, the calf muscle. If there's a little shake, that's okay. And then drawing that knee back towards the chest. Left hand to the outside of the right knee, right arm, right hand to the floor in a T position, palm down. Draw the knee up and over until you're on the left hip and the right knee crosses the left side of the body. Keep the right shoulder down. So the knee is hovering with the right shoulders down. And the gaze looks to the right. One more breath. Enjoying the twist. If you need a little bit more, you can always hook the foot behind the left knee and point the left leg as you straighten the left. Point the left toe rather as you straighten the left leg. Using one of the leverage to twist. And now slowly come back to center. Taking the right leg with you. And slowly hugging that left knee into the chest. Hugging that as deep as you possibly can. And then let it extend and reach towards the sky, circling the ankle in both directions. And then pointing the toes, flexing the feet. Let that go. Walk the hand with the leg a little bit. This feels funky on your back. Bring the right foot to the floor. So the right knee is bent. Just breathe into whatever's going on in that left leg. Not forcing or pulling or tugging. Working with the leg rather than against the Your body will let you move that. Forcing this to eventually, even if not immediately. Draw that knee in. And left hand comes to the floor and deep cross the left leg over the right, rolling onto the right hip. Keep the left shoulder grounded to earth. Don't worry about the left knee. If you need to touch anything, you need to drop to the floor, you just hang there. Hook the foot behind the right kneecap, or you can let the foot just drop wherever it feels comfortable and natural for the body. The focus here is the rotation of the spine. You'll feel that happening. Probably feel it most in the lower back, but it is happening all throughout the spine. And all the way up to the neck, which is why our head is turned. It's just not usually this tight there. Take another breath. Nice and slow, unwind. Everything back to center. You want to extend that leg again, you can pull it down nice and slow. Take a moment, pause, and slide your heel towards your butt. Over onto whatever side your notebook is near. And come up. One more time. So we have one more question. You can answer that question now. You can answer that question in guided meditation, Shavasana. So I'm going to ask it now. And then I'll ask it again in Shavasana. And again at the end of class. And you can answer it whenever it feels appropriate to you. So the question is, what is one word that can satisfy both the mind and the heart? What is one word that can satisfy both the mind and the heart? All right, so we'll take some time to pause and answer that now. Or you can set yourself up for Shavasana, guided relaxation. And I'm going to switch songs. So I'm going to go to, let's see. I'm going to go to Three Little Birds. Bob Marley. And I'm going to guide you into Shavasana.
But first, I want you to get really comfortable. So maybe you need to put on your socks, maybe you need to put on a sweatshirt, maybe you want to cover your eyes, put a blanket over top of you, whatever it is. And then just let yourself go. Let all of the work, both physical and mental, slip away as your body begins to just sink into the earth beneath it. Every little thing is going to be all right. Letting go. You made it through perhaps the hardest year of your life so far. And if not, if it wasn't the hardest year of your life, then damn, you're really strong. You deserve kudos. More than kudos, you deserve love and peace and whatever else it is that your heart desires. So let yourself soften. Look down the walls. It's a new day. It's a new year. Every little thing is going to be all right. Let your mind begin to wander, begin to drift away from the body. Until eventually you find in front of you beautiful, lush, green forests. You walk into the forest, enchanted by what's before you, sensing a touch of magic inside. You walk on the dirt path that's been laid by walkers before you. There's just enough clearing in the trees. The sun peeks through and dances on the leaves. And you walk a little bit further. You see a beautiful, serene body of water. You decide to take pause and just enjoy the scenery around you. The fresh air,
the smell of nature, blue sky, perfect clouds, and the sun just right, just warm enough on your skin. And in front of that body of water, you drop into meditation. You lose yourself in the moment. It's not really a loss of yourself. You don't really lose yourself at all, do you? It's more like a finding. It's a losing of all those social constructs, all those standards, those expectations and pressures. And you find who you really are, what it is you really want. Like magic, a word just comes to mind. It seems as if that word encompasses everything you could hope for. It feels just right. So you stay a while so that you can see that word, so you can feel that word, so you can know that word is the connection between your mind, your body, your heart, and your soul. The word is so clear. Know it to be yours. So you take it with you like a memento of your trip to the forest, and place it in your pocket, knowing that when you get home, it will remind you of who it is you are and who it is you are becoming. Having gratefully accepted this gift, and thank the trees, the water, the air, even that element of fire, which although may not be present, is present in all transformation. And feeling whole, you begin to make your way out of the forest.
And back towards your home. Back towards your body. And back towards yourself. Counting down 10 last deep breaths. As you near that 9th or 10th breath, you begin to feel breath moving under the skin. Feel the breath moving in the cells of the body, awakening you, enlivening you, inspiring you. Wiggling fingers and toes, moving head and neck from side to side. And then when you're ready, reaching arms overhead and legs long as you stretch, reawakening the body, that sense of transformation enveloping you as you roll to your favorite side and rest in the fetal position. And when you're ready, coming up to seated. Keep the eyes closed as long as you like. Come back to that word, that one word. If you didn't find it just yet, you take another moment. Place a hand at the heart and one hand to the abdomen. And ask yourself, what will satisfy both my mind and my heart? One word would make me feel whole. And then when you're ready, when you feel a twinge of an idea or a thought fluttering the eyes open, letting the hands fall away, finding your journey. I hope you enjoyed this intention setting yoga practice. Thank you for joining me, and I wish you a blessed 2021. Namaste.